The 2021 NFL Draft has just been done, and it's time to see how this will affect the card market. What's going on, guys? Matt here, back again with another video. Before we start, smash the like button and hit subscribe if you enjoy sports card content, and comment down below which players your team drafted in the NFL Draft. So in today's video, I thought it'd be great to go over the first round of the 2021 NFL Draft and identify how some key picks will affect their team. This draft was quarterback heavy and is probably the best crop of QBs over the last few years. Let's start with the number one pick with the Jacksonville Jaguars taking QB Trevor Lawrence. The media and fans have basically anointed Trevor Lawrence as the next generational quarterback. He's come into a solid situation at Jacksonville with solid running backs and weapons in DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault, and Marvin Jones. I'm expecting Trevor Lawrence to provide a Luka or a Zion level of hype to the NFL card market. Keep in mind though, I don't expect Jacksonville to win many games. And for those of you that don't know, Trevor Lawrence has actually never lost a regular season game in high school or college. So it'll be interesting to see how he deals with newfound adversity during the season. The second pick in the NFL Draft went to the New York Jets, selecting Zach Wilson, another quarterback. The situation at the Jets isn't as good as the Jaguars as they have less weapons. They still have a couple of receivers that I like in Corey Davis and Denzel Mims. The latter, which I actually like as a sneaky buy. Wilson for me will be someone who will be priced high initially but will have a slow start. Someone that I'd be stashing away and not looking for another 2 to 3 years. At the third pick, the San Francisco 49ers took Trey Lance out of North Dakota State. Now this pick has the potential to be scary in a few years, with Trey Lance being regarded as very raw. He's being paired with one of the best offensive minds in the NFL in Kyle Shanahan, and I feel like he'll be given this year to learn behind Jimmy G. This situation is perfect for Lance as he is behind a veteran quarterback, but also has a great offensive line and great receivers in Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. Again, another player I like long term, along with Ayuk and Deebo Samuel as cheaper buys. Going to skip ahead to pick number 5, and the Cincinnati Bengals selected wide receiver Ja'Marr Chase. Now as a neutral, this pick might look good on paper as he was Joe Burrow's teammate at LSU and gives him a solid receiving option. But you have to understand that Joe Burrow has a poor offensive line which caused him to tear his ACL last season. What good is having solid receivers when the offensive line is poor, which allows for extra pressure and an inability to even get the ball out to receivers? I really like Burrow, but for me, this pick actually hurt my prospects for him, as another long-term injury may damage his career long-term. The 6 picks of the draft went to the Miami Dolphins, and they picked wide receiver Jalen Waddle. I really like this pick for their quarterback Tua Tagovailoa, as it gives him more weapons around him that already include Myles Gaskin, Will Fuller, and Devontae Parker. There's really no excuse for Tua, and I think if you're a strong believer in Tua, he's a strong buy right now as everyone's down on him. At pick 9, the Denver Broncos selected Patrick Surtain, a cornerback. For me, this was a poor pick, not based on Surtain's skills, but more so their team position needs at quarterback. This pick shows that the Broncos are willing to roll with Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock for another season. So good news if you're invested in either of those two players. Not great news for their wide receivers in Cortland Sutton, KJ Hamler, and Jerry Jeudy, as there will probably be average ball delivery to them. Going to group these next 2 picks together as they're both offensive linemen. At pick 13 and 14, Rashawn Slater to the Los Angeles Chargers and Elijah Vera Tucker to the New York Jets. Now, offensive linemen aren't as investable as other positions, so don't look at those players specifically, but look at the players that they're protecting in Justin Herbert and Zach Wilson. Super happy with those picks as they'll add to the longevity of those 2 careers. Moving on to the biggest slider in the draft, at pick 15, the New England Patriots selecting QB Mac Jones. A lot of rumors were going around about whether the Patriots would draft a quarterback as they have Cam Newton already. They actually ended up not trying to trade up in the draft, but we're lucky when Jones ended up sliding. I think like Trey Lance, Mac Jones is going to sit behind a veteran quarterback in Cam Newton and learn behind him for a year before starting to play. However, I wouldn't be surprised to see Mac Jones end up taking the starting role if Newton does play poorly. The Patriots scheme probably suits Mac Jones already a little bit more, as he's a more accurate passer than Cam Newton, and Cam Newton actually probably requires more run play options. At picks 20 and 27, the Giants and Ravens both drafted wide receivers in Kadarius Toney and Rashad Bateman. I've grouped these two together as they've provided help for each of their respective quarterbacks in Daniel Jones and Lamar Jackson. So again, great news if you're invested in either of those 2 quarterbacks. But that's it for today's video. Just a quick summary on my initial thoughts of the first round of the NFL Draft. Very exciting times now with the NFL Draft just finishing and the NBA playoffs about to happen. I appreciate it if you've made it till the end. And as always, guys, I'll see you guys in future videos. Take care.